Hi there, folks. I'm Gene the Pink Panther, and welcome to part 4 of The Legend of Zelda. So in this part, we're going to be heading straight into Labyrinth number 3, because if you remember, in part 3 we got right up to the Labyrinth, but... jellies! But we're going to be heading into it in this part. And it's a very, very short labyrinth. You're going to be surprised. Yeah, you're going to be surprised how quick you can get to the Triforce with this. Or in this, I should say. So, as you can see, the jellies have grown in size. Yeah, they're getting mad about being used as sandwiches, so they're growing in size and they're fighting back, kind of. They're kind of fighting back, but at the same time they're not, because they don't really change at all, other than they're bigger. And these guys that I've been fighting for a couple seconds, they are the orange knights. The knight enemies are the second most annoying enemies in the game. Yeah. So, what's the deal with the knights, you're probably wondering. Why are they the second most annoying? Well, you can only attack them from the sides or the back. You can't hit them straight from the front. Yeah, this makes it very annoying because it seems like they're going random, and they kinda are, but at the same time, they are trying to run into you. The orange one's not as bad as later ones that we see. The only weapons that hurt them are the sword and the bombs. And if you place the bomb right, you can actually one-shot these guys with it. But, see, like, that one probably would have been a one-shot. But, anyway. So, bombs are useful to use on them. Bubbles! I don't know why. I always get in the habit of calling those glowing ball things moving around randomly bloops. But they're bubbles, and the bubbles curse you and make it to where you can't use your sword when you can't use the sword button. It gets annoying, and it's really bad because they're almost always in a room filled with enemies. And this is the boss of Labyrinth 3. And he's pretty easy to destroy if you have bombs, as you saw. One bomb placed correctly, and he goes down. Yeah, that's it. That's all you need. One bomb. There are other ways to fight him, but I don't show it off in this labyrinth. In the next one, though, yeah, there's a mini-boss of him. Just a little spoiler, I guess. And I'll be showing off how to beat him without bombs. But, yeah, that was Labyrinth 3. If you're just going for the Triforce, which you have to go and get the treasure. This is one of the few treasures in the game that you absolutely have to have. So, even though we did finish the Triforce part, we're gonna go after the treasure, so we go back in. And, geez, wasn't that quick to get to the Triforce? It took us a little over 2 minutes, I believe. Yeah, it's crazy. If this labyrinth didn't have a treasure that you absolutely have to get, then this would hands down be the quickest dungeon. And it probably is still the quickest labyrinth in the game. So I'm just going to run away from those guys. Yeah. And a compass that we do not need because we already beat the boss and got the Triforce. As you can see, the compass kind of stops working. It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't after you beat the labyrinth, because you can still see the blackened out version of the dot that usually blinks, but it's no longer blinking. So, yeah, it does work, but it kind of doesn't. This room is pretty chaotic, and you have to kill all the knights to get to the treasure. Yep, you have to. That's right, it's in the sealed door on the bottom. And I kind of screw up and forget that I run out of bombs. I don't notice. So I got hit, and I start getting the crap kicked out of me right here. Oh! Yeah, that happens to me sometimes. I just start panicking, and then boom, next thing you know, I'm getting beat up. Because the knights, they are walking kind of randomly, but at the same time they're not, if that makes sense. So, because I'm out of bombs, we're going to see if the candle hurts these guys. Slow! It doesn't hurt them, as you saw, but it does slow the game down quite a bit, which I find amusing. Yeah, you don't have to fight all those ones, luckily. And that over there is the treasure of Labyrinth number 3. Yeah, 3 logs tied together with a rope. You'd think he could just make one of these, but evidently it's a treasure. He has to find it. So we got the raft. And even though it's not that far from the entrance, I don't want to show you backtracking, so I backtrack out of the labyrinth. And now we're going to head to Labyrinth number 4. That's right, folks, we're going to hit 2 labyrinths in one video. Yep, because of how quick Labyrinth 3 is, I can do 2 labyrinths in this video. The before that, though, there's something I want to show off as soon as I'm done beating up on moblins. Don't know why, I just enjoy it. Even though I'm not doing so good against this one. Come on, hurry up. You want to head up here and... Da, 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 da. We found the second fairy fountain. Yeah, so I believe there are only 2 fairy fountains in this game. The one in the eastern forest that I showed, and this one in the western forest. Which, the western forest looks awfully dead, doesn't it? I mean, all the trees and bushes are brown, and yeah, it just looks really dead compared to the eastern one. Or even one screen over. So we want to cross this bridge, and then we're going to head north. Not very far north. In fact, it's one screen, I believe. Yep. And we're going to use that dock, because we have a raft. There are only 2 docks in the game, and you absolutely need the raft to get to here. Labyrinth number 4. So let's go do this. And I apologize right now, because as you just saw, I had a little bit of a problem with the recording. And this game was just hell to record, by the way. Yeah. I had to re-record the game like 4 times, and even then I may have to re-record Labyrinth number 7. Just a little heads up. But, you know, that's later on. We're here now. So, let's focus on this. I really love the colors of this labyrinth. Yeah, I imagine an underground tomb type area, tomb, labyrinth, dungeon would be more this color than any other color. Yeah. Even more than some that we're going to see later on, which I could see them being that color too. But this is probably my favorite color for this game. Yeah, this ugly olive greenish yellow color is my favorite one in the game. Oh, I have good color taste, don't I? Unfortunately, there is no pink labyrinth, because that would just be awesome. I'm just kidding. A pink labyrinth would be kind of weird. So, these guys, the new enemies, they're gargoyle bat demon things. As you can see, when you hit them once, they turn into little red bats, which act just like the other bats that we've seen throughout this. And what makes this labyrinth a little bit harder than any of the other labyrinths that we've been to so far is the fact that these guys are the main inhabitants of this labyrinth, and they hardly drop any items at all. Yeah, they don't really drop anything. And you'll be seeing it. I don't really get any items from these bat demon guys. So, a little trick to beating them, or to make it go that much quicker, I guess. And, hold on. Boom! I love doing that with the candle. I wish more would get hit, but, yeah, I love doing that. So, a little trick to helping speed up the killing the bat demon process. What you want to do is you want to hit the A button and then slide your thumb over and hit the B button almost at the same time, and then you'll shoot a blade beam if you're at full health, followed by an arrow. So yeah, you basically shoot 2 projectiles at once, and it helps for bringing these guys down pretty quick. I just start slinging arrows right here, which I really shouldn't have done. But yeah, I start slinging arrows. What can I say? I love the bow and arrow. It's so much fun to use in this game. And every game. I'm serious. Almost every single game I've ever played that has a bow and arrow is just... The bow and arrow is so much fun to use. Yep. This applies to pretty much every later Zelda game. Ah, eyeballs! Actually, wait, it's just dark. Jellies! Yeah, I really like that too, by the way. When it's dark like that and you have to use a candle to light it up, but there are jellies, all you can see are the eyeballs. I really like that. What was I saying? Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, folks, I forgot what I was saying. Oh well, it couldn't have been that important, could it? Anywho, here, I don't know why I screw around with the bats as much as I do, because, really, we have to head to the right. Yeah, we have to head east and into the right room, you know, where that locked door is, that I'm going to right now. So, again, we have to head right after this room as well, and we need to kill all the bat demons in order to open the door, which is kind of annoying. They're a little bit easier to hit when they're blue and hopping, because they can't go over the water. Yep, they can only stay on the set, really twisty platform. And yeah. The bats, however, after you destroy the bat demons and they turn into little bats, they fly all over the place, so be ready for that. Yeah. You still gotta kill all the little red bats, too. And in here, say hello to the likes. Yeah, those orange blob things. In case you've never played a Zelda game and all that, what they do is they eat your shield. Yeah, they eat your shield. The magical shield that I bought and all that, if they eat me and I get hit by them, there's a high chance that I'll lose my shield. It's not guaranteed like in later Zelda games, but it does happen. So you want to avoid them. And the thing is that even with our upgraded sword, they still take 6 hits to kill. They have a ridiculous amount of life. And if you don't have the wooden, or you still have the wooden sword, and you didn't upgrade by now, then they're going to take 12 hits. Yeah, 12 hits to kill. That is just ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, geez, nothing should take 12 hits unless it's a boss. But I'm going on and on. The item we picked up is the step ladder. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Awesome, we can go and change light bulbs now. No, it doesn't work that way. That's how it works. It lets you create a little bridge across water. It's actually a lot more useful than what it may seem at first, because it speeds up rooms like this, and what's more, it's an excellent way to dodge enemies that can't go off of the platforms, because they won't go onto your step ladder. Yeah, like the bubbles, for example. I cross and say my ladder was still on the water because I was facing for some reason. They'll never go across the ladder, or at least they never have for me. And you can use it to dodge enemies, well, such as these guys, if I used it right, which I don't. Instead, I use it to just blow right past them. Ah, it's the crab plant thing. If you use it, and you can just blow right past them, or if you use it, you can dodge them pretty easily. So, I mentioned in part 3, or, sorry, not part 3, in Labyrinth 3, rather, that I'll be showing how to kill this guy without bombs. At least I'm pretty sure I said that. If not, I'm showing how to do it right now. As you can see, you want to use the bow and arrow if you don't have bombs. Bombs are definitely the easier way. Walk into the waterfall. Yeah, we've already done that. That's where that mean old witch stole 5 rupees. Looking old mean-ass witch. Anyway, you want to use the bow and arrow if you don't have bombs, and it gets hectic. And as you saw, the more of those little chomping pedal things that are on all 4 sides of that mini-boss. Oh yeah, and we're going to start having mini-bosses now, by the way. In every labyrinth, there's going to be mini-bosses. Anyway, as you destroy more of the chomping flower things, those, the plant itself starts moving a lot faster and a lot more randomly. So yeah, you want to destroy the flower petals, but you want to be dodging. And this room is just bullshit. It was dark, and there are traps right outside the door, but there's a block right where you exit the door from, so you can't go past them. And you'll never know this. You'll never know that's there unless you've already been in this labyrinth. And I kind of get my butt kicked by the bats, don't I? But on the upside, you're going to get to see me drink a soda. Or rather, a potion, in case people are upset I'm calling it soda and not potion, because it is technically a potion, but the red one reminds me of soda, so I like to call it soda. As you saw, it restored my life to full health, but now I don't have it anymore. If it was the red one, it would have turned into a blue one after I used it. So yeah, if you can, you want to get the red ones, but either one, they're both pretty freaking awesome. And for some reason, I got confused, and yeah, I forget what I'm doing. It's always the block on the left. It's always the block on the left, you friggin' idiot. Oh, let's see. Ah, dragon. Meet Puff the Weenie Dragon's brother, Tuff the Dragon. See what I did there, Tuff? Anyway, as you can see, you want to poke its heads. It's not that bad of a boss. It's tougher than Puff, but it's still not that bad. You want to poke the heads and not the body. And the more you poke the heads, eventually one will die, and it'll start flying around in, I guess, ghost form, spitting fireballs at you, while the other one's still there. You don't want to try and attack the ghost form one, because it won't hurt it, and you'll just get the crap kicked out of you. The fireballs are really hard to dodge, so I usually just not dodge them, and instead I just go up there and take the hits and just poke as hard as I can, trying to kill it. Because it does get pretty hectic. Anywho, that was Labyrinth 3 and Labyrinth number 4. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Gene the Pink Panther, and I'll see you for video 5, where we get some pretty awesome stuff. And I'll see you later.